The story begins, I'd been single for a long time. And so, I asked Mitchell. She's like, we're gonna find you a girl. We're gonna find you a good one. I know some good ones. I don't hear from her for a while.
I hadn't talked to Mitchell in about a year, I think. And then it was the first day of class in January. And I was walking to the parking lot with my friend Tut. And I looked down and my phone had gotten a message on Facebook from Mitchell. You never dream that you're actually going to get this message saying, hey, I'm going to set you up with somebody. Like, never happened to me before. So I was actually quite shocked and excited. And I immediately texted her back and said, how hard is it for me to meet guys? So hook me up. He started texting me. We started we progressed through the typical thing. Every message and every text message and every email, I was impressed by the fact that Matt really put in effort to everything that he did and everything that he said. We would talk about something, like any kind of topic, and we would talk about it fully. This is an interesting, passionate person who is doing all these fabulous things and really loves what he does. I think that was something that I was really interested in. We hadn't even met yet, and the correspondence back and forth. It's like, this one's a special one. What
did I see in Catherine? So someone who likes similar things, or at least will indulge me in things that I like that she does not necessarily like. Neutral, very agreeable, in every way. A good partner, a partner in crime. That's what you want. Someone you can goof off with and just be yourself around. Never feel like you're being judged. Just a very strong person, she has a spine. You have your little imaginary checklist. And it's like looks, check, spine, check. She's a very good compliment to me.
I want to make sure that I don't rush into anything and really examine all my options. And I remember I was getting dressed for that third date, which 3 dates is not a lot of time. And I was putting on my shoes, and this little voice in the back of my head was like, you're never going to wear high heels again, are you? And I went, oh my God. I think I might be falling in love with this guy.
I don't have a moment like, I'm not going to wear high heels again because the guy that I am very much taken with is 5'7" and I'm 5'9".
Hey, comfortable feet. I'm so down with that.
So I guess for me, at some point I'm like, God, I'm going to have to wear high heels. For me, it was really, I couldn't imagine a future without Catherine. Imagining sort of your dream home, where you are, and it's just like, we're going to have an awesome life together. It's not the I, it's the we. And so for me, it was sort of like a lot of this we stuff going on.
I could tell something was up, and that was when he was about to propose. I think it was 2 weeks before I was going to take the DAT, which is the dental admission test. And it's like this awful 4.5-hour exam. And I was studying and exhausted, and Matt was sweet enough to take me to the lake house just to relax, and I could study there just for the weekend. So I was getting ready for that, and I'm getting ready at home, and I'm packed up, and Matt was going to pick me up. And Matt is dressed very nicely. I didn't suspect anything, because I actually specifically told him, I said, I don't want to know. We got all their stuff in the car, and I think the lift gate was open on the car, and Matt said, can you go close it? So I said, sure. So I got out and I closed it down and got back to the vehicle, and I could see there was a jacket laying over top of the seat of the car. And I'm like, well, that's strange. And Matt lifted it up, and there were white roses. And Matt's never gotten any flowers before. I mean, he's done other wonderful things, but he hasn't ever done flowers. We haven't reached flower territory. But they were very beautiful, and I sat there, and Matt was sitting there in the car, kind of had his arm around the seat, and there was that wild look. I could see it, and I went, oh my God, there was the wild look. And you reached down to your left-hand side, and you pulled out the box, and you held out the ring. I burst into tears, couldn't talk at all, just held out my hand and went, ah. Every wedding that I've ever been to, they always have the sappy speech, and they say, well, not only am I marrying the love of my life, I'm marrying my best friend. And I always sit there and I'm like, how is that even possible to marry your own best friend? I mean, I really did not understand the concept. You really did become my best friend and romantic interest fused into one person, where I could be my true self and be genuine and wear my heart on my sleeve, but also, you know, have my heart flutter when you walk into a room or whenever you call me or I think of you throughout the day. I mean, I already know it's going to be great. I hope I don't ruin my makeup because I will probably cry along with Wheezy and my mom and possibly your mom.
I might cry a little bit too.
Matt might cry.
Man tears.
Man tears.
Man tears.
What I want at our wedding is to really celebrate that I started in Canada and you started in Alabama on two opposite sides of the continent, two weird, strange, nerdy people who fart in front of each other. Somehow we made it and we met each other and here we are. Like, I feel like there are more than 6 billion people on Earth and somehow we found each other. Yeah, celebrate that we made it. I wasn't looking for anybody. I was enjoying myself. You know, I was working. I was, you know, already had aspirations of professional school, teaching in the Anatomy Lab, dancing, and you walked into my life and it was great. I think the best part is that I wasn't even looking. You were there and that was it.
Eat, drink, and be merry.
Let's all celebrate that we never have to date anybody ever again.
Yes, we're celebrating the end of dating.